Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very patiently for waiting an extra 9 minutes past our time. Of course, there were technical issues that we were trying to resolve on our first locations showcase. So a huge welcome from myself and the team at AFCI. We are very excited to be with you this morning and this afternoon, wherever you are around the world, to our first online location showcase. So this is an opportunity to provide our members an opportunity to showcase their regions to you. We want to make sure that you've got the most up-to-date information about our regions, and we want them to be able to connect with you as fast as possible. And we're also making sure that our film commissions are your trusted first source of truth, and we encourage collaborating with them right from the outset. The Locations Showcase is a brand new product for AFCI with the aim to bring another 5 emerging regions to you in the next 12 months and then over bi-monthly, and then to make this monthly in 2026. It's part of a range of a host of new products designed to bring industry closer to our film commissions in their regions, and will also play an important role when AFCI embarks on a bold new website build that is going to ensure that producers, studios, and industry can connect, collaborate, and drive production through AFCI's platform. So if you know a producer or a studio family who might want to benefit from receiving up-to-date information, get them to sign up and we'll be sure to get them all that they need to know. So keep an eye on the chat because we'll also be making sure that you know how to sign up to pass this on to others too. In the coming week, you will also receive an email with a link to this presentation, an opportunity to forward it on, and
Jacqueline, you just went into mute mode.
I'm not quite sure how that happened. I think there was a lot of people that were not on mute. So if you can stay on mute for the duration of the presentation, unless you're speaking, that would be great. And we will have Q&A at the end. Upon the conclusion of today's presentation, we'll also be sharing a brief survey to get feedback from you, as well as requests for additional regions you'd like to see over the next year. And we'll be also loading the sessions onto the AFCI website for you. So you'll hear from us a little bit more about that. So onto the most important part. Today's showcase features the KwaZulu-Natal Tourism and Film Authority, who will provide an overview of their South African region, led by Locations and Facilities Specialist, Sepishili Diamini, who will provide an overview of the region's incentives, crew base, infrastructure and resources, and introducing members of her team from both the film and tourism sectors to assist with today's presentation. So I'd love to hand over to you. Welcome, and we sit back and we look forward to seeing what South Africa has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for having us. As mentioned, hello everyone. Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Sihle Dlamini, Sihle for short. I am the location specialist / inward investment at KZN Tourism and Film. And I am here with our trusted team from KZN Tourism and Film, where we have Ms. Jacqueline Matsepe, who is our COO. We have Mr. Pepsi Pogwane, who is from Film Africa, and he's big on the studio side. We have Ms. Tapsile Mtetwa, who is our marketing manager, and she's responsible for the American region. So we will be going through our presentation today, and I will be introducing you to a glimpse of what we have to offer as the region of KZN. Thank you. This is KZN. It is a province in the southeast of South Africa, on the Indian Ocean coast. KZN is known as the Garden Province and is known for its subtropical East Coast severity and historical areas like the Drakensberg Mountain Range and green belt of the Midlands that were the inspiration of the Hobbit village in the mountain ranges for young J.R. Tolkien, who lived in KZN as a child. Tolkien would go on to write the seminal book series, The Lord of the Rings. Welcome to the region of KwaZulu-Natal. Pablo, if you could please just scroll through some of the slides just to give an insight and an overview of where we're situated, as I've spoken about where we are in South Africa, the tip of Africa, southernmost tip of Africa in the East Coast on the Indian Ocean. Can go to the next slide. And this is our region that's broken up into 11 districts where you have access to all of these locations. Accessibility to the region of KwaZulu-Natal is through various airlines, domestic and international airlines with direct routes that have also been created for easy access into the area. And it's only a matter of time, and we're hoping that you'll be able to utilize these routes in order for you to come in and see what we are about to present to you. I am going to then hand over to our COO, Ms. Jacqueline Matsipe, to then take you through who we are as KZN Tourism and Film.
Thank you so much, Sihle. So we are Tourism and Film Authority. As of May this year, we are a brand new entity in the province. However, we did exist as the KZN Film Commission since 2014, and the former Tourism Authority has been in existence for more than 20 years. We've come together as a destination authority that really promotes tourism and film for KwaZulu-Natal. We are a government agency and we sit under the Department of Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, and we have been in existence since the establishment of the KwaZulu-Natal former KwaZulu-Natal Film Commission, I may add. What we focus on is marketing and promotion of the province as a destination. We also are a one-stop shop for any and all film inquiries for the entire province of KwaZulu-Natal, third largest in the country. We have a funding support mechanism where there's a film fund for production and co-production. And we also have an industry skills development program for a range of skills training across the value chain of film, from young and emerging and new filmmakers right up through to advanced filmmakers that are really wanting to up their skills in other areas. We also have a tourism product development area, which looks at the development of tourism products. The biggest product that I can mention that may be familiar to some of you is the Mandela Capture Site that is in Howick. So we're rejuvenating that area and making it more accessible and friendlier for a tourism experience. And we do that across the province with different tourist products. We also have an industry collaboration and partnership. So we partner with all the major funders in South Africa, be it your National Film and Video Foundation, Department of Trade and Industry, Industrial Development Corporation, as well as the National Empowerment Fund. So typically our fund will work very well with the other funds to fund any projects that's coming to shoot in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We also attract investments. So a lot of what Sihle does in the work that she does in the location promotion of the province is to attract foreign and local productions to come and shoot in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. So as a snapshot, this is who we are as tourism and film. This is our team. Sihle has already done the introductions. We have our head of productions who manages the film fund, that is Jacqueline Reynes-Satai. So dealing with production, co-production, and basically any products that is coming to shoot in the province, we as the KwaZulu-Natal Film Commission can be contacted to fund that project. Sihle is our location specialist. She manages the one-stop shop, the inward investments, but she will take you through extensively what she does in her area. And I myself am the Chief Operations Officer. And I think Sihle did also introduce Tapsile, who's also a member of our team. We can go to the next slide. Back to you, Sihle. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jackie. That was just an overview of who we are as KZN Tourism and Film. And it's just to look at, you know, the various projects that have actually filmed. The slide that we just saw recently, those are some of the projects that actually filmed in the region. Some were funded by ourselves, and some actually came to just film in the region out of interest of wanting to utilize our locations. We can go into the next slide. When we look at our incentive package, we have a regional film fund that Ms. Jacqueline Reyna-Satai, she's also on the call, is responsible for up to 1.5 million rand. That would be about $84,000 that is available to filmmakers interested in coming to film in the region. We have loan support from our development bank for filmmakers interested in coming to film in South Africa and KwaZulu-Natal. We have experienced service companies that have a keen interest in wanting to come film or set up shop rather in the region, such as Film Africa, and they have an extensive portfolio of all the work that they've actually put down and actually supported. And over and above what we have to offer is obviously our inward investment incentive, where we assist film productions to actually have reduced budgets when they come to film around accommodation, air and ground transportation. And over and above that, because we are also part of a tourism authority, we are able to package products that and activities and attractions that filmmakers, producers, studios can partake in when they come to film in the region, so they can experience more than just filming, but also access all the activities that are available that Ms. Tapsile will then touch on later on in the presentation. We can go to the next slide, Pablo. Our incentive package as well looks at the national rebate. So that's the national incentive that comes from you know, if you come to film in South Africa, we're looking at a cap of 25% rebate, where you get an additional 5% if you use Black-owned companies. That could give you a total of 30% rebate, and a maximum of 25 million rand, which is $1.4 million that you can get back in a rebate when you actually come to film in South Africa. I know there's also a post-production rebate, which is similarly towards the same amount of the 25% rebate that you're able to get back when you come to do your post-production in South Africa. And this doesn't just limit you to the region of KwaZulu-Natal, but actually the entire country of South Africa. If you do come to film in the region, you are then able to gain access to this rebate over and above all the other rebates that we've mentioned in the previous slide, which is our local regional film fund. But with that fund, you then need to be able to film within the region of KwaZulu-Natal in order for you to gain access to that additional 1.5 million rand plus minus 84,000 US dollars. And this is just a snapshot to just give you a further insight, and you would have access to this presentation to then go through it in grave detail to get an idea of how you go about getting this rebate, and also the support that you would be able to acquire and attain with access to the rebate that we have presented here on this slide. Next slide, Pablo. Over and above just the incentives that we offer, the unit that we are responsible for as locations is essentially being the first stop shop. So supporting film productions that want to come film in the region of KwaZulu-Natal, in ensuring that we package locations, facilities, and talent, so that you don't have to do all the work from scratch. We have a database of all these services and products that you require when you come to film, and vendors that are available within the region. But over and above that, the relationship we've built with the different vendors, we have ensured that we're able to then built-in discounted rates or further reduced rates for productions coming to film. So if you're looking for catering, transport, equipment rental companies, we've built relationships with them where they're able to give you further discounted rates and reduced rates when you come to film in the region. We are broken up into 11 districts, as I've mentioned earlier. So those different regions, some of them are actually owned by kings. And there's different processes in order for you to attain permissions to film on those locations, which are absolutely doable with the assistance of our unit. We built extensive relationships with all these municipalities, tribal authorities, to ensure that you have a smooth transition into accessing the different locations that are available to you. When it comes to permitting, again, that's where we are. We don't issue out the permits as tourism and film, but we facilitate the process of linking you up with the correct individual that will assist you to attain the permitting documentation that you require. We do build relationships with environmental management as well, where we are working with KZN Wildlife, KZN Ezemvelo. They're responsible for all the wildlife that we have and lush vegetation that we have in the region. So in order for you to gain access to those locations, how you utilize them, we are also there to assist you and guide you in that prospect. An online map is what we also have on our website that allows you to see some of the locations that we have and the proximity of where they are from the closest airport, hotel, allows you to then do your budgeting. It allows you to also just plan and be able to do your scheduling accordingly. We've built extensive partnerships with government institutions as well, because we don't work in silos. So we ensure that we build these relationships so that we're able to make your dollar or your rand or whatever currency you use go a long way when you come to film in the region. We're invested in animation and growing the animation industry in the region as well. So we have built strong relationships with one of the biggest institutions, which is Animation SA, in the region, to ensure that we're able to grow animation in the region. And when it comes to visas, which is a big one, I'm sure for a lot of the individuals and delegates in this presentation, is that we are there to also assist with visa processing through FIVA, which is a film industry visa association that we build relationships with, that makes it a lot easier for you to be able to come into the region, and you don't have to worry a lot about your visa applications and so forth. We can go to the next slide, Pablo. We host familiarization tours as well. We've done extensively well in this division, where we have hosted familiarization tours for international and local production companies. We've hosted for renowned US location scouts. We've hosted for UK, Kenya, quite a lot of African countries, some in Asia. We have done really well in that division, where we have 9 times out of 10 had productions coming back to actually film in the region. And with this cost is that we cover local air and ground transportation. So the cost is on the authority in the country. We also ensure that we get a location scout to then assist you in identifying all the locations you need once we get a brief from the said producer, to then look at the different locations that the production will then be going out to look at and secure. So it's essentially your recce, because we're selling the province to you and we're saying we have the locations you're looking for. Next slide, Pablo. When it comes to our crew and cast, we have an extensive database of skilled crew and cast, which have worked on different formats, long form and short form. They are tiered according to experience, so that allows you to then be able to see the kind of level skill set that you're looking for when it comes to the crew that's available. It's world-class crew that's worked on local and international productions as well. We have a lot of cast members that have actually been cast on international productions as well. Just to name a few is Ms. Tusombedu, who was on The Woman King, Nomza Mombata, who was in Coming to America, and we have Ms. Pearl Tusi, who was in Quantico. So it's just to name a few, and these are KZN-born actresses that have done really well for themselves on an international platform. And when it comes to some of the resources we can highlight is equipment. We know that equipment can be something that's really crucial for productions to actually have in an area as opposed to bringing everything down. We've built relationships again with Panavision and CineConnect, which is a company that is already now starting to set up shop in KwaZulu-Natal to ensure a smooth transition in accessing the different equipment that a production would essentially need when they're coming to film in the region of KZN. And this is just a few of the items, obviously, that we're highlighting with regards to resources. Again, just to mention, we are a one-stop shop, a first-stop shop that is set up to ensure that we're able to find what you're looking for. If we don't have it, we will find it for you. We can go to the next slide, Pablo. These are just some of the notable international productions that have actually filmed in the region. And we're very excited to know that Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, is going to be launching soon, and really proud of the fact that it actually chose KZN as one of its homes when it was filming in South Africa. Next slide.
Growing up, my parents would often say to me, first explore the places that you come from before setting out into that wide world. But I was young and the wide world waited for me. A world that beckoned, that never slept. There were so many things to discover, so many roads that could lead me somewhere. But where that way might be, I wasn't altogether sure. And the further I explored, the more I absorbed the world around me. The more I realized that home is what you carry with you. The clicks of a familiar language, the wind as it rolls through the veldt, the smell of the trees as the new summer dawns, and the balmy humidity in the beaches. I yearned for untamed nature at my door, mountains that could dwarf any ego, that could humble any man. You see, the further I traveled from home, the closer I came to it. And I discovered that with each new moment, I never had to leave home to explore the world. It was right here, all along, in this place.
And this is essentially a video we felt we needed to show you to give you an idea of some of the locations and landscapes that we have. We can have snow, we can have rain, we can have subtropical, we can have mountain ranges, but also we have the most interesting architecture that's available and accessible for film productions to utilize. You can just keep scrolling through to the next slide. This just shows you a glimpse of the kind of locations we have in the region. Our beachfront is actually over 600 kilometers long. Our beaches, you can swim in them. You can just keep going, Pablo. You can swim in our beaches, and we call our beachfront the Golden Mile. We have access to wonderful nature reserves, landscapes, mountains. You can scroll to the next one as well. Next slide. I'll just talk through these slides, Pablo, the images. Harbor, we have the second biggest harbor or port in Africa. The biggest one in sub-Saharan Africa. But again, it shows you the vast range of locations and accessibility that's available to you when you want to come film. You can go to the next one.
There was no other place we could shoot this film than South Africa.
That was very important to me.
Some things are worth fighting for.
The energy of the land is in the film.
Those landscapes just added something different.
We fight with courage!
In South Africa, we had the best artists.
All in the trenches together, weathering like the storms.
To be able to work with a majority African team. It makes all the difference.
We are the blade of freedom!
The passion that they brought to tell this story was really beautiful.
This that kinfolk, this that skinfolk, this that war, this that bloodline. On the front line, ready for war, where you gonna run?
That's just one success stories. And this is the last success story on our side that we'll be showcasing.
And I just got back from filming in South Africa. That's an absolutely stunning country. And there's a beautiful philosophy. It's Ubuntu, that originated there. And it is the idea that humanity is based on the plural, not the singular. Ubuntu means essentially, I am, because we are. And so I thank all of you. And I am, because you are. Thank you. That I love.
Thank you. I thought I should end that last part of our success stories with Tom Cruise because, again, Final Reckoning is going to be happening soon. However, as well, we are a very, very friendly province where we are welcoming and we're always willing to work with the film productions that come to film in the region. I will now hand over to Mr. Pepsi Pogwane, who will then talk to our studios and sound stages and the preps for that thereof. Over to you, Pepsi.
Thanks, Pe. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you are. So I'm going to speak a little bit about the film studio that is in development. We have chosen a particular northern part of Durban in a district called KwaDukuza. And the reason for that choice of location is it ticks all the boxes. There's amazing natural locations around the studio location. Safety and security is incredible. It's a contained area. The lifestyle amenities, schools, restaurants, leisure activities. It's really South Africa's best kept secret and the next big sort of lifestyle center after Cape Town. And I think it's going to grow to offer more than what Cape Town offers. And our water's warm all year round, which is fantastic. So that's, all the reasons why we've chosen that particular location. From a timing perspective, what we're looking at is we're going through all the kind of zoning approvals and whatnot at the moment. The idea eventually is to have 5 stages, some workshops, animation studios, some LED volume wall studio, and offer a really full turnkey solution, backlots, water tanks, etc., etc. We expect to break ground in August 2025. The idea is to roll out the construction. So what we should have in place by July 2026 are 2 warehouses to provide weather cover and a workshop, production offices, backlots, and our water tanks in place by July 2026. And then from August, September 2026, we should launch our first stage and then roll out the other 5 stages between October 2026 to August 2027. So when it gives you an expected completion of phase 1 of August 2027, if you walk that back by July 2026, we'll have the warehouses in place for weather, at least 2 for weather cover and for workshop space, as well as our production offices, as well as backlots, as well as the water tank, so that we're able to start working from the space whilst we put up the rest of the stages, which the first would be up and running by August, September 2026. We do have a need for additional backlot capacity in the country, and we also have a need for to showcase different parts of the country. And KZN special because you can double it for the Durban beachfront can double for Miami. You've got the mountain ranges, you've got the ocean, So it gives you 4 or 5 different continents in one region. We have previously doubled parts of the city for Lagos, Nigeria. So we've really utilized the city and utilized the architecture and the natural landscapes to double it for different parts of the world. So it offers that. And with the addition of stage capacity, backlots, LED volume wall, it will really complete the offering that the province has to international and local filmmakers. Spare, I think I'm just gonna leave it there. Oh, okay, well, we can talk about the location. I've spoken a little bit about why the location works. It's 10 minutes from the international airport, 20 minutes from Sanga and the city center. Like I said, there's picturesque locations, there's mountain ranges, game reserves, any number of leisure activities, stuff for cast and crew and production to do when they're not working. Often we forget that the human beings that work on these productions, especially on TV series, have got to have stuff to do when they're not working. If your actors are in town for 6 months, there's a lifestyle, there is a safe, full and productive lifestyle that would keep them engaged. There's fantastic world-class restaurants, et cetera, so it becomes a location that offers more than just a place to come in and work. You can jump to the next slide. And finally, when we have the full-scale solution at Slate Film Studios, we'll have the media center, an animation school. I mentioned the backlots, the LED volume wall, as well as other forms of innovation. As we're leaning into innovation, we're leaning into sustainability. We're going full kind of renewable energy. We're going full kind of looking at. We have the benefit because we're building anew that we can employ new technologies. We can put a hyper focus on renewable and decarbonization in line with a lot of the commitments that have been made by international studios, streamers, et cetera, around their decarbonization targets over the next few years. I think that's it for me. I'll take questions at the end.
Thank you so much, Pepsi, for that. And lastly, we are going to go into our tourism. We will go into our tourism unit, our tourism manager, Ms. Tabsile Mthethwa, who will take us through to what Pepsi touched on with regards to what you can do when you're in the region. Over to you, Tabsile. You can play the video in the interim, Pablo.
You're just on mute, Tabsile.
Sorry about that. I will cover the key 5 attractions of KwaZulu-Natal in terms of tourism. Most of them have been covered, but I just want to entice you even more. We've highlighted the key attractions by giving them a title that they are Big 5 attractions. And those range from land and water safaris, scenic beauty, action adventure, culture and heritage, as well as coastal beaches. Around KZN, which is a province that covers over 94,000 square kilometers of land, you would find the coastline, which has been mentioned several times in this presentation. You will find the beautiful mountain range, which is on the west side of the province, and that is the Drakensberg Mountains, which is also a World Heritage Site. And there, if you are a nature lover, and maybe you want to travel for photography reasons, and if you are into hiking, that will be your spot. It is a multi-generational spot as well. So if you want to travel with your family, it is the best place to be. And we've got activities ranging from mountain biking, horse riding on the mountains. You can go in a helicopter, go on a hot air balloon. But the list is endless. And because of time, I'll just highlight a few and key experiences in and around the different areas. And when we talk about action adventure, it's some of the things that I've mentioned now. But I do want to highlight something because I've been in America for quite some time now. And there is a belief that there is no shark cage diving in South Africa anymore. That is not a fact. There is one area that has stopped shark cage diving because of sharks not arriving or they are no longer in that area. But in the region of KwaZulu-Natal, 40 minutes away from Durban, you can do shark cage diving, and you don't have to be an expert in anything. You must be able to hold your breath, and that's all you need, and you get to enjoy the beautiful creatures that reside under the water. Apart from that, we are a safari destination as well. We have the Big Five. Concentrated on the northern part of KwaZulu-Natal, we have some of the best game lodges in that area. And the beauty about this area is that you can actually be in the game reserve in the morning, enjoy the beauty of the animals, your elephants and the works. And later in the day, you could drive to the beach and enjoy the beach. So the location of KwaZulu-Natal allows us or allows a traveler to experience the most within South Africa. And I mean, while you're enjoying the untamed vegetation as well. And I do want to mention that where the studio is going to be built, that is where you would find the golf enthusiasts. Some of the golf courses that you will find in that area have made its way to the best 100 golf courses or top golf courses in the world. So in terms of activities, in terms of tourism, the list is endless. But I'm highlighting these without going deeper into the presentation because most of the experiences have been mentioned in this presentation. Needless to say that when we talk about KwaZulu-Natal, you can't visit KwaZulu-Natal and not visit a cultural village. Meet the people of KwaZulu-Natal, the most vibrant people who are always ready to welcome visitors, who are always ready to tell their story. And if you really want to immerse yourself in the culture, that's the best spot to be. You can find cultural villages, you can interact with the locals anywhere in KwaZulu-Natal, and you will still feel and experience the warmth of the people of KwaZulu-Natal, which actually is one thing that makes us unique within the country of South Africa, is that we may offer everything else that everybody offers, but when it comes to the people of KwaZulu-Natal, that makes us different. You will not find people of the energy of the people of KwaZulu-Natal anywhere else in the country except for where we are. Just to end my presentation, I do want to also highlight the fact that when you travel within KwaZulu-Natal, there's a perception, especially in the North American market, that you need to take the malaria vaccine. You don't have to, unless you feel it's important and it's a personal decision. But it is not a requirement when you travel to this region. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tapsile, for that presentation. Need I say more with regards to what the province has to offer and why you should choose KZN as your ideal filming destination to do something different, to do something unique, while you're saving costs, while you're having access to the most amazing experiences and locations, but also doing that safe and having access to all the talent so you don't have all the stress because you have us to help you access everything you need. That is us in a nutshell. KZN Tourism and Film with the assistance and the feature of Film Africa. Thank you so much, Pepsi Pogane. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. I was just reminiscing about watching The Woman King. I absolutely loved that film. So thank you all so much for how much work and effort you've put into this presentation. As mentioned, the video and presentation will be available for you to watch and forward along with the contact details for the team. If you are a studio or producer that's interested in specific regions, don't be afraid to reach out to AFCI so we can get them in the pipeline. But we do want to make sure that you've got time for questions for the team. Is there anybody on here that would like to make use of the team of South Africa being here for you today?
There was a question that came in about visa support and that level of ability to help out producers. Can you discuss how the office helps with getting visa support or custom support for producers?
Sure. I did touch a bit on it on my presentation with regards to the Film Industry Visa Association. So we work very closely with them. So they assist us with ensuring that the productions are able to actually get all the visa requirements for the crew and cast that will be coming in. And then also with the CONNET and flying in all your equipment that you would need essentially in the region, we're able to then also assist you with that. As mentioned, we are a one-stop shop. So when it comes to you getting access and bringing in your equipment or getting your visa assistance, we're there to facilitate that process for you through the relationships we've built with the various entities and the Home Affairs offices within South Africa and KwaZulu-Natal.
Another question that came earlier in the presentation, and I know that you did touch upon it, but maybe you could provide a very succinct summary of your film fund for production.
Sure. It's a good thing we have Miss Jacqueline Reynolds. She's very passionate about it. So I'll hand over to her to just touch a bit on it.
Good evening, everybody. Hi, I'm Jacqueline. Well, we have a film fund and it is one of our biggest incentives. Filmmakers get very excited about it because it really helps in terms of getting your budget up and being able to travel here and just being able to stretch your euro or your dollar for a bit longer. So as most film funds work, we support our local citizens. So in the way that co-productions happen in our region, what you'd need to do is to have a South African partner. So you'd co-produce either formally, and we don't currently have any formal co-production treaties with any regions in the US. We have in Canada, for example, they've been our oldest actually co-production partner. They were our first and the longest for 15 years, I think. So we have quite a few. So we also then allow filmmakers to come through. You then have a very good relationship that you build because the energy and the chemistry between filmmakers are so important, where you find a partner to work with in our country, and that partner becomes the person that seeks funding within our country or within our region. So they are the partner that will have access to our fund and will apply for your special purpose vehicle, the company that you'll be putting together. They're also the ones that will apply for our tax rebate, etc. And in that way, then you will put your project together. So if you have any interest in working with us in our region, in our country, please let us know, because we can then start that conversation about if you don't have any South African partners or you'd like to go through that process of just meeting people in a very professional way, in a way that's kind of managed properly, that we vet certain individuals for you, we have a kind of three-way conversation with you around them. We can do that, introduce you to service companies as well. If you have a different way of how you want to work, perhaps you work with a service company that they access our fund for you on your behalf, because obviously they will be able to do that, and they'll also access the rebate for you on your behalf. So there are various ways to do it, and we see ourselves as that entity that will help you kind of navigate that. So please come to us for any questions or conversations if you have any interest in coming to us, and we will take that forward. I hope that answers the questions. Thank you.
We had a question that just came in that asks, I'm curious if you also have many local film productions happening in addition to attracting overseas productions. What is your local film community like?
We have a very, very, very active film community. We, as the commission in our previous iteration of our entity, started in 2014. And then what we did, the strategic intervention at the time was skills development. So a lot of investment, financial investment, and also education and training that went into building from the ground up the depth of crew that we have here, as well as our vendor support. And we have a really vibrant industry, not only in our capital areas, which is Durban, where we currently are, or Pietermaritzburg, but also in far-reaching rural areas. And so we are a service provider to an entire, I think, how many people, citizens are we here? Like 8 million people. And we are really very active. We engage with our industry all the time. We also play host to the biggest film festival on the continent, the Durban International Film Festival. It takes place every year from the second week of July for about 4 weeks, and it's an amazing experience. We'd also like you to consider coming for that if you have any interest in visiting. A lot of times our international visitors come at the same time as when we have these big events. So consider a Durban International Film Festival. Talk to us about that. Start thinking about how you're going to get here. Our region is also very popular because that time, June, July, August, is our winter in South Africa, but we don't experience it in KZN because we have a very tropical environment. So in that way, if you think of coming for perhaps DIV, that's the acronym, you'll meet us. We'll put you in contact with our industry directly, and also all the other parties and stakeholders in our industry. But just as a short answer, we have a very vibrant independent film industry. That's really our strategic intent. From the very beginning, like I said, to build an independent, editorially independent, a filmmaker that is not, subject to the whims and the politics and independent-minded filmmakers, that you don't have to you learn to develop your own filmmaker voice without having to answer to the editorial standards of commerce or capital. So we're very proud that we have that, and we actually have the biggest independent industry in our country. Joburg is more broadcast focused. Cape Town is more focused around commercials and studio work, while we have a very different kind of identity. Thank you.
Jackie, if I might just jump into in addition to what you said, I think the crew, because we're not a massive country, crews are fairly mobile, and the same types of skills that have worked on, international shows like One Piece, Raised by Wolves, The Women King, Amazon's Wheel of Time, Roots, Mad Max, Avengers, The Kissing Booth, The Power, Mission Impossible, etc., which are all productions that were filmed in South Africa, all over the country. those same crews are quite mobile. So when we film stuff in KZN, we're able to tap into both the regional talent, but we're also able to tap into the broader sort of South African film community. And what we're also seeing as well as practitioners is we're seeing a lot more co-productions happening between local producers and international partners, you know, on the back of some of the incentives offered by KZN Film and on the back of festivals like DIF and those markets. So we are seeing a growing community, and we are seeing a lot more collaboration between local and international. And we do have a very mobile crew base that is available for local and international productions filming in KZN.
If you don't mind me jumping in, just finally, Marge, very briefly, with regards to our local film industry, you know, as Jackie very rightly said, it's an industry that's been growing since 2014 through our film fund. And actually, currently it boasts 2 Oscar nominations, as well as nominations within our national South African Film and Television Awards. There's the Joseph Shabalala story, Ladysmith Black Mambazo, as well as a wonderful film entitled Fragile King that is doing very, very well locally and internationally. So the Film Fund is very highly respected in South Africa. We're known for our aptitude in developing co-production projects. And we also, again, as Jackie has mentioned, have been really developing the local skills base in the province through the various training initiatives that we have, but also placing our interns onto the local and international productions that we do fund. A lot of our projects, you'll see them currently on Netflix. They've been in cinema nationally, and there have been award-winning films also, you know, in different film festivals across the world. So it's a very well-established local film industry in South Africa, and we are seen in the country as the next destination. So you've got your Gauteng, you've got your Cape Town. KwaZulu-Natal is very much primed to be the next destination. As you've heard, we tick all the boxes and everything that you need. What is really lacking is the studio aspect, which Pepsi has spoken to. There are also other studio projects that have been presented to the province. So once we really do have a studio in KwaZulu-Natal, sound stages that the industry is used to working with, we really see that as being the thing that is going to be a catalyst to grow the province of KwaZulu-Natal and catapult us, you know, really to levels that we haven't seen so far. So for us, that is the missing link, and we really are looking forward to closing that gap. But we have a vibrant local independent film industry in the province. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. You've done an amazing job as a group presenting South Africa. I think we all need to come and see you. Again, if you're a studio or producer interested in touching base with the team, we've got all the contact details coming out to you. This really was a fantastic first location showcase, and we appreciate all of the work that was put into doing this, and also for all of you for attending wherever you are in the world. So make sure you signed up to the AFCI newsletters. We've got a lot of new products coming out to bring industry closer to our film commissions and regions, to make production a lot more efficient and faster for you to make connections. So thank you again for all of your time, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. So take care and have a wonderful day and evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
See you soon.
Thanks all.